Hello everyone and welcome to Vantage 1. This is round number 3 at Montreal, Canada. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. We have 19 here today. Hopefully keeping a seat open for Havoc Gamer, who coming into today is the World Championship leader. Welcome to the show, folks. Cars out on track already. We'll hit the intro after qualifying's done here. A little bit of technical difficulties getting the stream started under the right name, but we are good to go now. At least we should be for qualifying. I'll turn myself up just a little bit there. I'll turn the cars up just a little bit here. And here is VNV. Two-time defending champion, all-time wins leader in V1. Looking to get off on the right foot. Missed the first race, finished 4th in the second race at Jeddah. Can he do a good one here today? Can he get qualifying squared away? Looks like we are, unfortunately. No, good. Okay. We're live under the V1. The V1 banner on YouTube. And here we go. So on board with VNV. A couple of drivers out there starting their laps already. Both Alpines here today. And there is Propaganda. 110.271 already. Setting the pace early here for Kicksauber. Drivers going to be coming across the line. VNV goes faster. Prince goes third. Say Raccoon. And McLaren. Super sub. Third week in a row subbing for a different team. Notice that G9 is not here today, so by virtue of forfeiting, or rather missing 3 consecutive races as VNV continues to stay fastest, Abe second, he will forfeit his full-time seat. And here's Prince going across the gravel, or across the cutoff, rather. Blue Brawler in 9th, Altum in 10th. Now, Juicy did have a qualifying infringement 1 week ago. Sped into the pit lane, so he's serving his qualifying ban here. There's a lock up there from the Ferrari in front. Butters making his season debut. Another sub, another rookie for the V1 championship. Got a couple guys going for that V1 title, but right now Havoc is leading the way in the driver standings. Let's take a look at the driver standings as they're going to scroll across the top of your screen for the next couple of minutes. You can go ahead and give a gander to those. Where does Butters go here? Good enough for 7th, provisionally. Loud in the pits, Chief Nickaroo coming to finish an invalidated lap. Where is Sweatback? Final corners now. Slow car in the way. He'll actually get a slight tail from the car in front. Time to beat a 110. He puts a 109.284 down. 8/10 clear of everyone else. You can see his teammate Havoc at 42 points. He's at 27. If Havoc can't make it, that's going to open that championship fight right back up. It was round 1 where Sweatback crossed the line in first place, but was disqualified, or not rather, he was leading towards the end, had a pit with 2 to go, and got disqualified for not using multiple tire compounds. You can see the track limit's already taken effect here. Mozzie is running in 17th right now. Juicy, of course, will not be going through in qualifying. And there's rain in about 5 minutes, reported from Loud Balloon in the chat. Across the line here, Mozzie goes 15th. So Altum in 16th, looking to improve here. 15th on up, make it through to Q2. Everybody else goes home. And Altum going into the pits here. Clutch, he's been invalidated. Let's bring up the constructor standings here. Of course, it's going to be Haas out front with a huge advantage so far. Let's see what kind of lap he would throw together here if he didn't get invalidated. 111.983, which would be good enough for 15th. However, due to the invalidation, he will not be getting those points. Or that place, rather. So everyone in the pits for the most part. A few cars on an outlap. Chief has been invalidated again. He did run the Vantage Sprint Touring Challenge earlier today in Assetto Corsa. came home in 5th, looking to get another podium finish here today as he finished 2nd 1 week ago after penalties were adjusted. Say Raccoon looking to get some points. And Kick is the only team to have not scored points yet. But Propaganda and Butter seem to be a fairly quick pairing right now. 2 subs going in. It's actually Mike Typhon is dropping out of V1, recorded this most recent week. And Comeback Puppy not able to race with us here today as there's a caution in Sector 3. I think it's a car going slowly there. There's one of the V-carbs going off, and that's going to be Clutch making way. So Clutch just has to get a lap in here. It's going to rain soon. If he doesn't get a clean lap in when it's dry, he could be in trouble. Well, you look at the constructor standings one more time. So what can Clutch do here? The time to beat right now is, oh, he's coming to the pits. So 10 minutes left in Q1. But Clutch has to get a lap in here. I think, well, of course, wants to start last. Now, VNV in the Ferrari did retire from Q1, so he looks like he is content with his lap time. He thinks he'll make it through, and by the looks of things, he's probably safe here. As Prince just finishes a lap. He's 3rd quickest. 3rd in the championship at 20 points coming into today. So both Mercedes in the pits right now. Both McLarens are not on a lap. Loud Balloon is on a lap. And invalidated there. Stop Purge. He's 2 tenths up. Unfortunately, he was invalidated through the first sector already. Smoke that gas up and improve. He's only 13th, so he's kind of on the cusp there. Wants to get a lap in, kind of thing. Why has he stole the tires from my Ford Fiesta VQ instead? Smoke that gas. Both Astons are about out on track. They do have to lock themselves into maybe the top 10 here. Just a couple of tenths of improvement would be good. As Loud said a few minutes ago, rain is coming. There's a wiggle there from Gas out of the final hairpin here. And now it's swept back up front by a considerable margin. In comes Gas. Outstays Blue Brawler, throwing it over those curbs. Down the back straightaway. DRS activated right now. He's going to move upwards of 300 kph. Over 300 kph. 310, 311. We'll get to 315, about 313 before the final chicane here, and he's got DNF. Oh, big hit from Blue Brawler. He's out of Q1. Is it good enough to go through? Altum has to improve here. He's racing with 1 Ferraris. Oh, contact there. That's Chief Tankaroo. So Altum has to improve. Blue Brawler was pushing there, but he is going to smack the wall of champions, and it claims its first victim of the day. Clutch has to get a lap in. Can he improve any? Can he knock out Blue Brawler from qualifying here in Q1? Keeps it off the wall, which is important. Clutch FL man and the RB coming to the line. Time to beat is a 1:11.456. Of course, he was invalidated there. So he would have beat it. But now he's really got to go. The rain's going to be coming any minute now. Altum's out there in the Red Bull. he's got to improve. Or it could be him, the first one out. 3 drivers behind him, none of which have set a time. Altum looking to start a... Oh, it's invalidated. Does it invalidate both laps here? It could. It does. Stays red. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen that track map stays red. If you cut that last chicane, it invalidates the lap you're on and the next lap. Takes away any advantage you may have. So that clock has officially started to tick. Let's see if we see any raindrops falling, and we do, I think. Starting to come down a little bit. Clutch is coming in. He might be done. Alton might be the first one out. He's got to go around. Yep, it's coming down now. 1:12.3. Timing could just be off there. Blue Brawler could make it by the skin of his teeth. The absolute skin of his teeth. And Havoc doesn't look like he'll be making it. Although, he could try. He could try. We'll see what he does here. Altum has to beat a 1:11.752 with rain starting to come down. It would be quite the performance if he could get it together here. Through the first sector he goes. And as he continues, the track will get more and more wet. Traction will be worse and worse off. It's going to be very, very difficult to improve here. Luckily, DRS is still active on track. You can see there, open on the rear wing of that Red Bull towards turn 8 and 9. The right-left complex, easy to go over the curbs here and get invalidated. Luckily, he doesn't do it there. So official Havoc will not likely be making this race. What can Alton do here? He's got to really push. So be careful not to invalidate. Keep it off the wall. Time is way down for Alton. He's going to be out of qualifying. 9/10 down on his personal best. It's not going to be enough. Clutch out there. He's on inters. That time's going to be way done. So I think that's going to be Alton out of quali. Clutch will also be out. As you can see a spin here. He's unlikely to improve. Doing some donuts to get back on the track. Turn the volume up just a little bit. There we go, much better. Alton trying to go again. He's 1.2 down. He's not going to give up. Valiant effort. However, not looking like it's going to be enough for the Red Bull driver. To the line here with the car in the background there. Is that a Mozzie? Does not improve. So it's going to be borderline impossible to improve from this point on with the water on the track. So Blue Brawler, despite hitting the wall there, looks like he will be safe. Unless, of course, Alton can somehow find about 7/10 of a second. He's already 9/10 down through the first sector. .140 to go in Q1. Rain has thrown a wrench in some of these drivers' plans here. Altum, desperately trying to improve here. He's coming into the pits. He's calling it a session. Mozzie behind him. Has been invalidated. Won't improve, but he's safe anyways. Q1 just about in the books. We'll see if... So 23 seconds to go. Everyone is in the pits except for Mozzie, who I think is just trying to get extra practice at this point. So Clutch and Altum, Clutch especially, didn't really get to set a lap time here. Altum, wrong place, wrong time with the rain. And an invalidation that put him out of qualifying. Mozzie getting some extra practice in. That's Q1 done for. Mozzie is through in 14th. We'll get a look at the qualifying order here. The last of the dry conditions. Of course, Juicy with his qualifying ban. Tyler not qualifying per usual. Clutch didn't get a lap in, nor did Altum, and they are no Blue Brawler. Blue Brawler's out too. Top 14. So Blue Brawler's incident ended up costing him Q2. Let's see if we can get Blue Brawler in here. Maybe shocked as the rain continues to fall. Aston Martin camp seems to be a little bit confused, not confused, but taken by storm. Usually it's the bottom 5 going out, but because there was only 19 drivers, that bottom 5 means 15th was not safe. So my mistake there. Havoc not making it here today did cost Blue Brawler a Q2 appearance. Let's get Blue Brawler in here, invite him to speak. Invite to speak. There we go, that should work, hopefully. Car's coming out on track now. Wet conditions still continuing out there. And a couple drivers on softs. Everyone's on softs, actually, despite the rain still falling. Let's see. So who can get the best time on these softs on a not so dry track, on a moist track? It's greasy out there, as they'd like to call it. Havoc saying that he is, his internet is out. Unfortunate for the championship leader. We got Blue Brawler in the booth.
Hello.
So a tough circumstance there for you. You're on a push lap, hit the wall of champions. What happened there?
Ultimate push lap, man. I was really trying to get up to just safe, I wasn't really pushing for anything too crazy because these guys are insanely quick up in the front of the field. But I had pace in there, man. I could have definitely gotten somewhere in the 110s. But yeah, everything was kind of working out. I did kind of go deep on the hairpin before the back straight, and I just did not turn left soon enough to avoid the wall of champions. And yeah, you saw my fate.
Yeah, usually you'd be in 15th place, but because there's only 19 drivers here today with Havoc missing, you are out in Q1.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I was hoping that I would make it into Q2 because of that. Like 15 just being just a regular number for me to make it. Um, I just I realized that there was 19 people, and I'm like, no, I'm not making it. So it's all good. I think I have pretty good race pace. Me and Brandon got a pretty good strategy. We're going to be helping out each other. Um, that's smoke that gas for the viewers. But yeah, we're just in our own chat, chatting it up. We're going to be strategizing, making sure we have a clean and smooth race, looking for points at the end of the day.
All right, well, best of luck out there. Hopefully you can get up there into the points.
Thank you, Nico.
Yes, sir. See you later, boo.
Bye-bye.
Back to Nico.
That was Blue Brawler, first driver out in Q1. You can see here, Propaganda is fastest right now. He's on the soft tires. Abe is here, invalidated. Chase, his teammate. No Vissel double this weekend, so Chase, relatively fresh in terms of, well, it's back-to-back days anyways. Not that he wouldn't be fresh, but Chase out there on the soft tires. This track is getting wet very quickly. It is going to be a matter of who can get dry tires up to temperature and in with a good lap before it's too wet. You can hear how tentative Chase was. Through there, gets invalidated. Oh my goodness. Not good at all. Abe also invalidated. That's going to invalidate Chase's next lap too. That's what's so tough. We saw it bite Alton. We saw it bite Clutch in Q1 multiple times. Here's Butters, his teammate. Kick is the all-sub lineup this weekend. So we'll see. We'll see what they can do. Butters down the straightaway here towards the final chicane. Don't want to get invalidated here. You can see him. Oh, he bounces off the wall of champions there. And to the line, Butters. 17, 18. Good enough for third. He did go fastest in the final sector. But what matters is he got a dry lap in. So we'll see what that means here. Now, the dry laps, of course, in Q1 were a lot faster. 110s, 109s, 111s. We are 6 seconds a lap slower. Propaganda is actually the fastest driver right there right now. He was on inters. But I do believe he set that lap on soft tires. He's on inters now, or at least going to inters. VNV is fastest in the middle sector. He's on inters, so it looks like there's going to be a crossover point, and those dry tire times are looking more and more useless for the drivers who set them. Purge here getting a pretty good tow from VNV, who's rounding the final chicane now. Slides it through there. Got to keep it off the wall, and he does. Moist track with DRS is still active to the line here. Good enough to go fastest. 1:16.781. So it looks like as he spins across the track here to get out of the way of Purge. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's go to Sweatback. Goes fastest in Sector 1. My prediction this week is that we're not going to see a Haas winner. Not to say that they aren't good enough to win, but I just have a feeling, an inkling of chaos perhaps. Canada always delivers a really good race. It's raining here. I mean, we'll see what happens in the race. Sweatback is fastest, however, in Sector 2 as well. He comes in today, I believe, 15 points behind his teammate. Now remember, the V1 World Championship does award a championship point for pole position. So at the end of Q3, that's an extra championship point there on offer. Be careful not to get invalidated here. Looks good. Run to the line here. DRS is open for Sweatback. I think he'll go fastest here. Yes, he does by 0.8 of a second. Sweatback flaming the Haas. VNV bumped to second. Everyone else has bumped down the spot. So top 10 are making it. Or is it top 9? We'll see. La Balloon starting a flyer now. Face out Purge. I think he must have gotten invalidated because he was on a flyer a lap ago and nothing seems to come of it. Mozzie, good enough for 9th in the Williams. He's looking to score his first points of the season. La Balloon, the Season 3 champ, not having the best of season starts so far, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. He wants to get into Q3 here. There's only 14 drivers here. Do we see 5 go home? Is it only the top 9 that make it into Q3, or is it still the top 10? Race up Purge. Towards the hairpin. He goes fastest in Sector 2, so Ace Up Purge finding some pace here. Oh, we got Elliott in the stage.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Elliott. Welcome to the V1 stream.
You know, you seemed a little lonely up here, so I thought, you know, some color commentary might be useful.
Well, pretty good timing then, because we're about halfway through Q2 right now. Purge has been invalidated. 19 drivers here today, so it kind of knocked off the timing a little bit. 5 went home still in Q1. But yeah, we're at Canada here for round number 3 of V1.
Yeah, it's looking a little rainy out there right now.
It is looking a little rainy. It was dry for the first half of Q1. Second half, rain started coming down. It was a bit of a hectic race to get a lap in with a dry tire. Some people didn't make it, and they went out. Let's see what Chief can get here. Crosses the line, good enough for 7th, so he's safe for now. There's Chase Tobin. And DRS is now disabled, so it's coming down hard enough that the race control has decided to disable DRS. So anyone who hasn't set a lap yet is going to be massively, massively disadvantaged because, of course, everyone who has set a lap was able to use DRS. I think this is going to cost Chase a good second down the straightaway here in the last straightaway.
Yeah, and notably looking further back across the grid as Chase crosses the line and moves up into 9th place. He's making it through as of right now. Brandon Gass in 14th. Is he appear on slick tires still?
He's on.
Yes, he is.
On an outlap as well. I'm imagining he's going to come in here late on the brakes. It's already
Into the wall there.
It is already causing issues here. He broke his front wing as well.
That appeared to be some pit lane speeding. Could be a grid penalty for him.
Yeah, it could be. We saw Juicy do the same thing 1 week ago. There's Mozzie coming in. Looks like everyone. Nope. Butters. I think we're not going to see really any improvements here without DRS, to be honest.
Yeah, unless you're in the position of of Slay or Chase or Butters, I would not recommend going out.
Yeah, Butters just jumped into 9th place, so a slight improvement there. Chase now is on the chopping block. He's 5/10 ahead of Slay. Without DRS, he's gotta move on here. And Chase is coming in.
Fortunate for he's just gonna have to hope that Slayer, Raccoon, Mozzie, Purge, or Gas, they don't somehow find the time, which I don't think they will with how heavy it's raining and that lack of DRS.
Yep, lack of DRS. Propaganda thinks he's good. VNV thinks he's good. Purge and Gas are gonna have basically one shot at a lap, maybe two, but with ERS having to save it, you basically get one shot here as Gas coming out, Purge coming out, starting an outlap now with I think 3 minutes to go in qualifying, about a minute 17-ish lap time. You're gonna be cutting it real close here.
Yeah, that lack of DRS costs you around 20 kilometers per hour on that main back straight, which that adds up very quickly on a qualifying lap.
Absolutely, it does, especially when everyone else in front of you already had it. I think that's why it's important to go out early, get a banker lap in, even if it's not your best lap, because conditions can change and could be caught out here like you see with Purge and Gas and Mozzie.
Yeah, Gas especially caught out trying to go out on those soft compound of slick tires there. That was he took a big risk there, and it clearly did not pay off as he had to immediately go into the pits and go onto those intermediate compound.
Yeah, his teammate, Blue Brawler at Aston Martin, qualifying 15th, so if he doesn't improve here, he will at the very least be starting next to his teammate. So, not ideal, but we'll see what happens. As Purge will be starting a flyer now. Super tentative.
Yeah, looking at their lines here, I'm not seeing a lot of use of offline. Everyone's still sticking to a general dry line, which I'm surprised they're using so much curb as they are. They might want to be that might cause some slight wheel spin on exit. Yeah, all in all, everyone's been doing the same thing, so it's not gonna hurt everyone. It's gonna hurt everyone equally as much, which is not too much here.
Exactly. Purge here has to. He's just got to throw down a lap time. I mean, we're going to have to see where he goes, but he really only gets one shot at it. I don't think there'll be enough time for a cooldown lap and then another push. So it's going to be this lap or push.
There's a yellow flag in Sector 3, which he is approaching now, so that might throw away that lap.
And there's
a car stuck on the exit there.
Yeah, it looks like
it's going slowly.
His teammate, I think. It is. An Alpine. Was he waiting to give him the tow? Well, he could have been waiting for him.
Ooh.
Old toe for
the
Purge.
Team game is played here by Prince and Purge.
Some de facto DRS there from his teammate. That's going to help him a little bit. And he gets invalidated in the final chicane. Purge puts it in the wall. He's out of qualifying.
Unfortunate for him. You know, I kind of expect that to happen with that big toe. You're not expecting it. He didn't have it on that out lap. He doesn't know what the braking is going to be like for that final corner. He just took too much out of it, trying not to run into that wall of champions.
And it's only 11th for Brandon Gass. He is going to be done in qualifying. Looks like Chase, by the skin of his teeth, I think will be safe. We'll see if the game with that only 19 cars offsets it to where the only top 9 makes it to Q3. We'll have to see here, but as of now, per normal rules, as Chase goes fastest in the middle sector, actually, he's in 10th right now, so he theoretically should be good. We'll see. He's going to finish this lap here. Does he improve any?
Yeah, I mean, with how they how they dropped that 5 cars in Q1, it would be smart to drop try and get up to that 9th position, which, as long as he nails this corner here, he should be able to do.
Off the final corner, let's see what Chase can do here. Sits in 10th right now, jumps to 9th, so he's safe for sure now. Butters in 10th, Gas in 11th. We'll see who gets dropped here. It looks like Sweatback has actually disconnected. Hopefully he gets back before we get too far into Q3.
Is Gas still on a lap now?
He's coming in right now. So.
Oh, there we go.
Looks like a cooldown. We'll see who gets dropped here as qualifying number 2. Well, Mozzie. Can Mozzie improve any? Doesn't look like he has the pace here. He's going to be out of qualifying.
Unfortunate for him there.
1.3 off. He's going to be 13th for the Williams. So that's Q2 done. Sweatback topping the charts again. Propaganda in second. We'll see who gets dropped. And it is just the 4 there, so we get a top 10 shootout. Gas was the first one out, which is unfortunate because that timing with the DRS did not work in his favor. Let's see if we can get him in here for an interview. That's the wrong chat. So there you see the drivers out. Purge did not get to set any kind of valid lap time. Mozzie and Slade didn't have the pace there, and I think Gas got cut out by the DRS incident. Sweatback did disconnect, so we're gonna see if we can't invite him back. While we wait for Gas to join back. Rain is still coming down here in Q3. Top 10 shootout, Elliot. Pole on the line, championship point on the line.
Yeah, definitely. And knowing how this rain has been, seeing it progress throughout the session, It definitely appears that it's going to get worse, and there might get to a point right at the end of the session when everyone's going out where someone might be like, it's looking bad enough. They might try out that wet compounded tire. I doubt it will be the case, but at this rate, with seeing how people were able to at the very beginning of Q2 make the soft compounded tire work, I wouldn't put anything past that. These guys are not willing to take a risk.
Yep, we'll see. We'll see if they can. Yeah, we'll see how wet it gets. Like you said, it looks like they're on inters right now. Let's take a look at the tires. Everyone's on inters, so no slicks, no soft tires, no nothing. Let's get. I think Slay wanted to. Get an invite in.
I can move him into here if you want.
Sure, yeah, let's do that.
He is in the audience.
Invite him to speak, and we'll see what he has to say about Q2. Slay Raccoon, the super sub, welcome back to the booth.
Hello, gentlemen. Good to be back.
So it looks like there was a bit of a crossover point. Half the field got to use DRS on their laps, and a couple of them didn't. Were you caught out there with that DRS moment in Q2?
I was able to start on the intermediates and get a lap time with the DRS activated, but right before I went out, it got deactivated, so I knew no matter what I did, I wasn't going to get a faster lap time, so I just accepted my fate, and I'll be starting P12, I believe.
Yeah, not a bad qualifying run from you. On the cusp of points, we'll see if you can sneak on in there again and continue your super subways.
Yep. Also, there's a possibility that someone could be getting a qualifying ban for next race.
Yeah, very
tell more. If you can.
Supposedly, a certain driver in a certain English green car went flat out into the pit lane.
Yeah. We might have seen that happen.
Yeah, so there's a possibility that might be happening.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Best of luck in the race, and we'll see you out there.
Yep, hopefully they put on a good show. Hopefully there's no rain.
We'll see, hopefully.
We'll see.
All right, that was Slay Raccoon, subbing for his third different team in as many weeks. Yeah, car's out on track now. I think Propaganda's going to be the first one to finish his flying lap. So no DRS, no slick tires. They're on a wet track. Looking for 18, 17, 1 minute 17-ish lap time range. There's a 1:18.75 right there. Fastest overall, and here come the times, 1:18s.
Yeah, with how this rain has been progressing, I wouldn't be surprised if we are unable to get into below a 17.8, as Abe set that 17.8 there. I expect that could be the lowest it can go.
Yeah, it's probably going to be slower lap times than what we saw at the end of Q2. Let's see.
Yellow flags in Sector 1. It's cleared now.
Invalidated there for Loud Balloon. Oh yeah, Sweatback is back in. Okay, so Sweatback disconnected. He's back though. Some Canadian internet troubles here. We'll see what he can do on the exit here. Looks like he might be at or around Abe's time. Sweatback only good enough for third. So that lap time from Abe, like you said, 17.8. Stellar in these conditions.
Yeah, and as long as this rain keeps falling, it's only going to get slower and slower. So it might be a situation where this first lap is end up being your fastest lap.
Exactly. Well, not for Prince. He's going to get invalidated, but across the line, what would he have set? 1:18.3 would have been good enough for fourth place, I think. Yep. But to no avail, it's invalidated. So no luck there for him. Abe, I think if you're Abe, you kind of just sit back and wait for about 5 minutes, see what happens.
Yeah, you want to try and get out on track right around that 2-minute 30 mark at the latest. That's a good safe distance to make sure you get across the line before the session get across that checkered flag mark. And yeah, you just sit, chill. If no one is coming close to your lap time, it might be a situation where you just call it for the session and just take that front row start. Oh, as we see,
Huge
Brent's
slide.
getting really squirrely on the exit of 9.
Yeah, massive slide there. He's invalidated, so he's trying to build up some tire heat maybe for the next lap. He's low on fuel though. You can see the fuel icon blinking there. We'll see if he even has enough to go around, or if he's gonna have to come in here.
Yeah, that definitely is a possibility. From what I've seen is that the low fuel markers, they come around as we see Prince does go into pits. They usually get about 3 laps, so that's an out lap, a flying lap, and an in lap. Some people stretch it to 4 to be able to do 2 flyers in case one is validated, but for the most part, you're never seeing anyone doing 4 laps on a stint in qualifying.
Yeah, it's very borderline. Of course, they do it on purpose, so they have as little fuel as possible for their flying lap. Speaking of flying laps, here's Chief Neck Groove. Sits in 5th, was fastest in the first sector. Finished 2nd last week. He's up 400ths down in the 2nd sector. Oh, crawling through the hairpin.
Yeah, when you're using that dry line, there's a lot of water on there. And yeah, you have to go really slowly through that hairpin.
We'll see what he can throw together here. Final chicane for Chief Denkaroo. Struggling with traction off the final corner. Looks like he lost a ton of time through that 3rd sector. Remember, he was only 400ths down through sector 2, 1.7 when he hits the line. Down on his personal best.
You see
Swept back.
Williams and Loud going slowly. Swept back across the line.
Provisional 2nd now. He jumps to 2nd.
Still 3/10 down off Abe.
Speaking of Abe. Oh.
Going off track.
Trying to make some space, I guess, for the Haas in front. So he feels a little bit threatened maybe. There's 4 minutes left. He's going to try and throw down another lap. We'll see if it's even possible for him to improve there with the rain continuing to flurry on down.
Yeah, he's going to want to increase that gap to swept back there on track. That's going to still in the dirty air range. You want around 2 seconds to fully clear off that dirty air, maybe more if you're wanting to be safe. Yeah, he still seems too close to where it's going to hurt him more than it's helping. Then that toe will help you on that main back straight.
Yeah, he's like you said, he's in that sweet spot of it's not really helping him, but it is hurting him, especially here in the rain. No DRS, no nothing. I think maybe he's banking on Sweatback coming in here.
Which Sweatback seems to brush against that outside wall on the exit of the hairpin. It could be very likely.
Could be here. We'll see if the Haas with provisionally in 2nd comes in. Oh, he's slowing down here. So go straight on. That opens the door for Abe to improve on his lap time. 3 minutes 40 to go here in qualifying number 3. Championship win on the line. And Abe, the provisional pole sitter, is going to start another flyer right about now. Really throwing it in there. Into turn 1, turn 2. Momentarily in 1st gear, you can hear how tentative he is on the throttle. Doesn't want to get too much wheel spin.
Yeah, he's still barely on that full throttle there, even when he's in 2nd and 3rd gear.
Yeah, it's got to be so easy to spin these cold inters on this not drying, but ever, I guess, wetting track? Moistening?
Yeah, through this turn 8-9 chicane, watch his throttle trace there on the right side next to the speed. You'll see how slowly he's just holding 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, all the way to 100.
He doesn't get to 100 until he's almost in 6th gear. That's how tentative he's being. Slight lockup. He's in front of him. He's going to finish his lap. No, he's going to be invalidated.
Yeah, he appeared to be going slowly on the exit of the hairpin. Yellow flags were flying for him in sector 3 there. He might pull into the pits, he might just call it, or he might have enough battery to stay out.
This looks like a pretty good lap from Abe off the Wall of Champions. And he does not improve. 5/10 nearly down in his personal best. I'll tell you what, that time he set might be just about impossible to beat for these guys.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that that the it's surprising how far off he is from his teammate Chase Tobin in fourth there. I would think that they would be sharing some form. They would have shared some form of setup information. You know, trying to get as much data together. Sure, all the cars are equal, but you know, the drivers, they can share setups with only their teammates, and that can definitely lead to some more clumping of cars, as you see in real life, for instance.
Exactly. He's 7/10 up on his teammate. We'll see what Abe can do, or excuse me, Chase can do here as he's wibbling and wobbling towards the pit lane. So it's going to be, that might be it, actually. Look at the time left on the clock.
Yeah, there is not enough time for him to get out on track again.
So that could be it for him. Here's Chief's more than likely final lap as he enters the final chicane for the final time. Careful not to get invalidated. Really good exit there to the line. He sits in fifth. Can he improve any? Wants to jump onto the second row. I think he ran out of fuel. I think he hit low fuel mode as we were coming to the line. He's out of fuel. He's done for.
Yeah, if you look, that fuel gauge is not blinking anymore. It's it's solid now.
Wow,
he's
that's crazy.
Gas.
So he won't be improving. Looks like he might have had a chance to jump up to the second row, but runs out of fuel coming to the line. Does Chief Dankaroo, my goodness.
And he's going to want to get off that track because those yellow flags in Sector 1 are going to be hurting everyone else trying to set their laps.
Yeah, he's trying to. He's mowing the lawn here with low fuel activated, that low fuel mode. Propaganda, he's 800s up through Sector 2 on his personal best. Excuse me, Sector 1. Sits in 6th.
700ths down in Sector 2. Sector 3 is just this hairpin in the wall of champions at the very end of the lap here. So there's not going to be a lot of a time differential, but maybe he can gain a little bit back that he's lost in Sector 2.
We'll see what Sweatback can do here. Off the final corner, smacks the wall of champions. Can Sweatback steal pole here at the gun? No, he cannot. 0.5 of a second down. Not going to be good enough. Where's Propaganda? Coming to the line. Stays in 6th. Not good enough for him either. Chief Dankaroo, his day is done. VNV, two-time defending champion of V1, looking to improve. Prince doesn't have any kind of lap down. This is going to be it. He's going to have one shot to place himself on the grid. Same for VNV. Oh, he's got his teammate in front of him.
Looking at for Prince, he hasn't set that lap yet. The fastest. Oh, he's getting held up there slightly by Chief, who's with no fuel.
Yeah, we'll see what that does for him. Here's Prince. Good enough for 4th. He jumps Chase.
Very good lap.
There.
Very good lap, especially with these conditions. Thinking back, Abe on his second attempt at a flying lap, he's only able to get an 18.3. Sweatback only able to get an 18.5 in these conditions. So very telling for Prince, as we see V&V
stays third.
Go third with an 18.1.
He improved, but not enough. He's going to stay third. Chief's lap, he's done for. Butters isn't validated. That's going to do it. Abe's going to get that pole position championship point. He will be starting from the front grid slot. We'll see if it's raining.
Yeah, now that qualifying has come to a close, I just want to think back on that thing Slay Raccoon said earlier, that we could have a driver looking at a potential qualifying ban for the next round. That was in reference, I'm fairly confident, to
Gas.
Brandon Gas.
Yeah.
And after he, on that slick tire, nearly hit the wall, entered the pits at full throttle.
Yeah, we saw Juicy get a qualifying ban 1 week ago for the same thing. Served it here today. There's your top 10 in qualifying. Abe is here, looking to bounce back strong at Canada, wanting to win in Sweatback Flames home race. That would be huge for the swing of the momentum of the championship, with the championship leader not making today's race. Anything could happen here in V1, and it looks like anything just might happen. We will be back shortly for the start of this round 3 Grand Prix. It's going to be really late on the brakes. Not quite, though. Whirless. Look at the toe.
crazy, Joe. Look at him magnetize onto him.
Whoa! Oh, yes, he is! Here he comes! Up the inside, Nava! Into the lead of the race, no! Oh, he gets the last balloon! Up the inside, he's 3 wide for the lead! They touch! He's gonna go into the grass! Chiefs out of the race! It might be close by the end of the yellow straight! No, it's not!
He's gonna have DRS. Really swinging the front side, they make contact. And now balloon's gonna get him here. On the inside, Rock will switch back.
Driver. No! They're both going around! Neither of them are getting on the podium! Chases him down to the bottom! Cut! No, we won't! He's not to win again! Okay, well, let's go to the wall there! Just like Boyd did! Fireworks are going off on and off the track! That's the corner of RBN! They touch again! A drag race! Side by side! And here we go! The photo finish into the line on the outside! Up the middle! Trying to get 2 with the price of 1, trying to get 3! The price of 1, and he does! He is 4 in a row! And the team Welcome back. We're about to go racing here. Coming to the grid shortly. Round number 3 here in Canada. Circuit Gilles, Villenueve. Abe is here on pole position for Mercedes. Swept back in second. Should be a good one. Elliot, any race predictions?
Well, thinking back the past couple weeks, the Haas's have both been doing really well, but it doesn't appear to be raining anymore, but that track still looks fairly damp. So I would say that Abe, with that that wet setup there, it worked out really well for him. I think he might have a chance to take this one, followed by those 2 Haas cars, and maybe even V&V mixed in there.
Yeah, well, it's important to note that the second Haas actually isn't here at all. Havoc having internet issues. Said his internet won't be fixed for a couple of hours. So the solo Haas have swept back, starting in second place. I think Abe, like you said, has a good chance here. He has to get a good start. He can't lose the lead in the first couple of laps. He's got to pull away, build that gap, and just keep the Haas driver behind him. Keep everyone behind him, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he can't mess up the start. It's going to be very difficult not to, especially in these damp conditions. I can't see just yet what tires everyone's on, but it will be interesting to see. I wouldn't be surprised if we can't see the track exactly right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a mix of compounds.
Yeah, there just might be, and we'll have to see, especially if we might get a little bit more rain later on in the session. Looks like you said no rain coming down right now. However, that might change in the next half hour, 45-minute race. Closer to 50 minutes, really. But yeah, lots of laps,
definitely.
and anything can happen here. Driver should be getting ready to go on the parade lap here relatively soon.
Still waiting on one guy, it seems. There we go.
And here we go. So parade lap underway. And while they continue to parade around, let's take a quick Vantage commercial break. Challenge for the win! Gonna get alongside him. Off of 4, they touch! They touch! Drag race to the line! Could it happen again? Photo finish! Yes! Daniel Michelle! What a finish! They're gonna go for it! For the lead!
Oh my
3
goodness,
wide!
3 wide in turn 3.
Run to the line, they're wrecking, side by side, who got it? Side by side, right to the line, who's it gonna be? G for CP, and CP edges him out. Nelson make him go the long way, and he does it, they touch. Does he hold on to it? Yes.
Close, but here comes Smitty! Smitty on the bottom! Here he comes! To the line, who is it gonna be? It is gonna be Mike Tyson!
Fireworks are going off on and off the track. Cuts the corner, does RBN. They touch again. A drag race, side by side. And here we go. The photo finish. Let's go ahead and take a look at the power rankings.
Yes!
So,
Sup, fuckers. I use math to make shit go fast.
gonna be a sitting duck here. There goes VNV, around the outside, up the middle, trying to get 2 for the price of 1, trying to get 3 for the price of 1, and he does! VNV in the 4th! And here are the drivers on the grid now, about to go racing. We come back right on time. 5 red lights illuminated for round number 3 of the V1 World Championship, and we are racing! Abe has to get a good start here, and he does. Here comes VNV, trying to look up the inside for 2nd place into turn 1. Do they make it through cleanly? Yes, they do. Around the outside, can the Ferrari get the traction down? I don't think so. Sweatback is going to hold on to it, just gets ahead, and it's 1, 2, 3 the way they started. Hot Dog up into 5th.
Yeah, everyone kept it going pretty cleanly. I mean, I haven't seen any person tumbling down the orders here. The McLaren of Hot Dog looked like he went a little wide in turn 2, but he kept everything under control and made it work.
And here comes Sweatback. I mentioned in the parade lap in the end of qualifying that, oh, Sweatback with a lag spike there, jumps to 3rd. What just happened? Now VNV is in 2nd. Internet issues for the Canadian.
Yeah, it seems like they might be helping him hit almost. With that lag spike there. He might be able to jump up like a...
Oh!
Some sort... Oh! A lot of...
Cars around! Cars on the wall!
Oh, big
Chief's one of them.
there for
Slay's
Chief.
one of them. They're 3 wide. There goes Blue Brawler. Mozzie to his outside. There was about a 4-car pack there that all just got kind of jammed up there in the hairpin. A move here from Blue Brawler. Nice move. Is there a car up there? No. All right, into the first lap. We survive mostly. No major chaos. Gas working a 16th. His teammate in 13th runs a little bit deep in the first corner. Oh my goodness, here comes everybody. Gas in trouble. They're about to be 3 wide. Clutch getting racy. Chaos everywhere, Elliot.
Yeah, it's completely chaotic. This might be a side effect of... It seems the track is dry, but it's very cold out. So on these cold tires, it feels like a wet track right now for these first couple laps. So they are struggling for grip, especially under braking and turn-in here.
Absolutely, and here comes VNV trying to get into 1st. We got Chase actually worked his way up to 3rd, so that's a good start. Already a time penalty. Hot Dog at the back of this pack. Everyone's gonna have DRS here, except for Abe. He might be a sitting duck, and we got a caution in the middle sector. Is it Juicy? Oh, we have a car off as well. I think it's Blue Brawler.
Juicy.
Oh, more contact.
Oh, big contact. There seems to be a bits of carbon there on the exit of the hairpin. Hopefully doesn't lead to a puncture, but that's not out of the question at this rate. As we see VNV take the lead. And set the already half a second up ahead of 6/10 now, up ahead of Abe is here, and he sets the fastest lap of the race.
VNV on the move, Sweatback going the wrong way in his home race, trying to get back at Hot Dog here in the McLaren. Get a nice over-the-shoulder shot there. Does he have a dive bomb up the inside? No, he doesn't. So the Haas down to 5th. We have a Mercedes 2-3, although Abe's not done yet. He's going to get a touch of DRS here. I think we could see a situation where these guys are swapping the lead every time we go down this back straightaway.
Yeah, definitely. There's not enough DRS and straight for them to make big passes on that second DRS zone, but the back straight 3rd one, there is definitely the opportunity.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of similar to Bahrain, where you have that double DRS zone where you use the first one to get close, you use the second one to overtake. We're going to see what Abe can do here. Already VNV going defensive, has a peak to the bottom of the track. Now he sticks it right in the middle. Here comes Abe. Does he have a peak? No. He keeps it civil. Just trying to bide his time. Sweatback again. Sweatback. Did he just lag down to 6th? I saw someone blink out back there.
Oh man. As we see Loud Balloon get a 3-second penalty, 4 laps, and we're already at 6 total seconds of time penalties on the track.
Not a good start. Loud Balloon on the cusp of the points, but finishes like this. Chief will jump him due to the penalties.
Yeah, it seems Chief and Gas might jump him as well. They might, Loud Balloon and Clutch, they might fall down to 14th and 15th almost.
Yeah, they could be in a world of trouble. Not as much trouble, though, as Brandon Gass's teammate, Blue Brawler, and the other Aston Martin. He got involved in an incident. Is he still going with half that front wing? Not half the front wing, but he's missing some front end plate.
It appears, yeah, he is still going there. It looks like on the timetables he could have stopped, but with how far down he is after everyone, but he just got caught out there with that contact and seemingly slowing him down. So he has not pit yet, but looking at how far he's falling, I wouldn't be surprised if during the pit stops, especially if there's a safety car, he changes that front wing out for a new one.
Yeah, he'll be hoping for a safety car. Abe looking to get back to the lead. Does he have a look at the inside? He has plenty of DRS. Gets squeezed by the Ferrari. Won't be too fond of that one there.
Yeah, as Propaganda says the fastest lap, he's down in
Fifth, right here.
yeah, he's in fifth there in the Kick Sauber. Previously in a Red Bull, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. He before this week, he was a substitute driver. So the first 2 rounds he's substituted. This week he officially got a full-time ride at Kick with Mike Tython dropping out of the championship. So Propaganda will be the new Kick driver, and he's hoping to get some decent championship points as Butters gets a time penalty there.
Yeah,
Oh.
and for a second there, I think, oh, yellow flag in Sector 3.
Raccoon is
You
out
just
of
saw
the
a disconnect
section.
there.
It looks like he came into the pits to retire, so not going to see a safety car or anything like that. Look at this train here.
Yeah, we've already gotten the DRS train forming. Thinking back on one lap ago, the move was nearly on for Abe there, like on VNV. It seems like he just sort of got scared, maybe thinking about the fact that it was only lap 4 at that time, and it's probably not worth the fight this early in the race.
Yeah, I don't want to risk losing a front wing, end plate, anything like that. Propaganda! That's huge, getting a 3-second time penalty this close to these many cars, as here comes Sweatback.
That's his second time penalty. He's at 6 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
That's huge. Speaking of time penalties, there's another one, Chief Tank Crew. They're starting to add up here for all these drivers.
Chase Tobin with a 3-second penalty, so that promotes Hot Dog into 3rd place, as he now takes 2nd place on track. But that's still going to be much lower when we cross the scoring pylons at the end of this race.
Yeah, so Abe, who started on pole, with another one there. Here comes Hot Dog. He's got a really good run here into the hairpin, up the inside, later on the brakes, has the advantage, has the apex. Does he have the grip out of the corner? They're both going to have DRS, important to note here. Who gets the slipstream of the Mercedes in front? Look at the drive from Hot Dog and the McLaren getting ahead there, momentarily into 3rd, although Abe's going to fight right back. Here he comes.
Yeah, and this is a fight for net 2nd, as I was just mentioning, with Chase Tobin having that penalty. So this isn't a fight for 3rd. This is a fight for the 2nd step on that podium.
Oh, he gets
As
pushed
we
off
getting
there.
contact there
Squeezing hard.
between Hot Dog.
And McLaren not giving any space there. Abe trying to get by. So we got Chase and VNV. Longtime viewers of V1 know that these guys clashed back in Season 3 and 4. Went back and forth a little bit. More so in Season 4, excuse me. Lots of incidents coming together on the track. A little bit of heated rivalry. We'll see how it goes here. Chase up the inside. Surely not into this complex. Thought better of it.
Yeah, this will be an interesting thing where if Chase gets ahead of VNV, he might want to play the team game with that penalty. He's just going to try and hold up VNV in the Ferrari, let his teammate, who's been shown to be very competitive, Abe, try and catch up and try and make it through the pack.
Yeah, don't look now, but here comes Hot Dog. Chase can try and move up the inside. He has the DRS. He'll have the inside. I think it's going to be clear by the time they get to the chicane. Yes. Make sure not to outbrake yourself. And he's good there. Mozzie seems to be out of the session. Will we see a safety car? Yes, we will. Safety car is out. Just as Chase takes the lead here. Where is Mozzie? Oh, there he is. There he was.
There appears to be a wheel there.
Yeah, it's
they
Mozzie's.
might want to get that off track.
Butters comes in.
Yeah, this is going to be very beneficial for Blue Brawler. being able to make that front wing change as we see multiple cars go into pits.
Yeah, this is exactly what Blue needed. He was... Oh, actually, it looks like he does have that front wing, so... He did already, as his teammate gets a time penalty for speeding.
Yeah, he appeared to have done that in qualifying just a short moment ago, and now he's doing it in the race.
Not good at all for the Aston Martin camp. Chase lost the lead under safety car. How did that happen?
Yeah, there's only one Aston Martin doing good right now, and from one setting the pace right now.
Oh, what is the Ferrari doing? Going off the track there.
Oh.
They're already getting... Oh my goodness! There's the time penalty for VNV under safety car, making a collision with Chase. So there's that little rivalry rearing its head.
So with these penalties, that promotes Hot Dog to net P1.
It does.
With Abe in P2.
We'll see if VNV can serve his time penalty here. I'm going to go ahead and assume that we'll see some pit stops this time by. Will we? Do we? VNV comes in.
Hot Dog going. And Abe also going.
And a couple of drivers coming in. Propaganda's another one. Purge. Loud Balloon. Chief. So about half the field is Altum under... Oh, it's a double stack for Ferrari, and he's serving his time penalty. This is a disaster for Chief. VNV is serving his 10-second, and he's getting his pit stop. Chiefs just has to wait there the whole time.
Yeah, some big miscommunication there from the two Ferrari drivers.
Oh, just like real life.
They would have, just like real life. They were checking for too long there before they called him in.
Must have been the pit stop. They were just recreating some real life Ferrari strategy, and that's going to demote VNV down to 13th, his teammate down to 15th. Utter disaster for Ferrari.
Yeah, we've seen a big fall there from not only the two Aston Martin drivers, but as well as the two Ferraris. VNV falling from P1 on track all the way down to 13th after serving that penalty. Chief with a penalty of his own that he didn't serve.
Let's see if it's less than a 5, I don't think they're allowed to serve it. We'll see what the penalties are. You can see there. 3s for everybody. Gas served his 10. So did VNV. Chase has that 3. Where's Abe? Down in 8th.
Abe's down in P8.
Terrible pit cycle for Abe.
But in reality, with how all these penalties are working out, he's actually 3rd on the track.
That's true.
He's going to be 3rd across the line.
If he can finish within 3 seconds of all these cars in front, he will get quite the helping of penalty beneficiary there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see as these penalties start to rack up, because but the track is warming up, that sun is out. These guys are getting their tires warm. We might start to see the race clean up a bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more penalties.
Yeah, we could, as Blue Brawler comes in to get hard tires, so he's probably going to try to go to the end. Gas as well will jump into 15th with Tyler and his teammate pitting. Sweatback, those connection issues continuing to plague Sweatback. Hopefully he gets to finish the race. It'd be a real shame if he lagged out before the end, but you never know.
As we see Chase Tobin once again weaving back and forth very quickly, trying to build some tire temp. Unsure how much it's actually building, but it'll be interesting to see if he can eke out a 3-second gap there on Sweatback Flame in 2nd place, because that will give him that P1 then on the timing screens.
Yep, absolutely. Of course, we didn't see exactly where he got the penalty, so if he didn't actually cut the corner and he feels unjusted by the game, he can always submit a clip of him maybe staying within track limits to have that removed by the stewards post-race. But I think if you're in a Sweatback situation, you always have to race to assume that it's not going to get removed. Same with Chase. You have to assume that, oh my goodness, Sweatback, his connection's all over. He's bouncing all over the place. Prince has to get ahead of him as quickly as possible.
Yeah, this could even be a situation where potentially if it gets bad enough and he doesn't drop out as we see they're underway.
Here we go. Loud Balloon somehow gets a time penalty. And we are racing once again. Chase with a pretty good start there. That's what he needed. He needed to get out of there. Here comes Abe trying to work up the field. 3 wide behind him.
3 wide on the exit of turn 2.
That's Juicy and Hot Dog. Look at this. Car off there.
Oh, Abe with a penalty already, so that neutralizes that.
Yeah, any advantage he had there is going to be done away, but he's still going to try and get up the... Oh, contact there with the Red Bull bits of carbon fiber. Car in the wall. Oh. Huge one. Oh, my goodness, we got the big one in F1. Cars all over the place.
That's surely going to be a safety car. Virtual safety car. What in tarnations?
What is happening here? Time penalties all over the place. Chief has 23 seconds. What am I seeing?
Yeah. Gas with another 10 seconds. Loud Balloon with 6 seconds. Gas up to 20 seconds now. Sorry, he had 2 10-second penalties in that one collision.
I think Chief also got 2 10s in that pile up where he's missing his front wing, by the way. Oh my goodness. Kurt Bray joined the stream in the Discord and immediately the big one happened. Oh yeah, Kurt Bray. With a little bit of, so we got people pitting. I've never seen a crash of that magnitude in V1 ever in all my days.
Yeah, I feel like we need to go through all the cars here and see who still has their front wing.
Yeah, there's a couple of cars. The Haas of Sweatback getting a front wing change. Same with Juicy. Hot Dog, I think, just finished getting one. There's Purge. There's Gas. There's Chief. There's Altum. That's what, 6 front wings?
Yeah, and we're not even going to talk about the cars that are already exited one. Altum had his. I like to say even more cars were involved in that than just the 6. It might even be 7 or 8 cars.
Yeah, that was like the whole bottom half of the field was caught up in that moment there. That was shocking. It reminded me of Belgium 98 where the entire field was just blocking the track. And I'm surprised it's only a VSC.
Yeah, I mean, I expressed that when it first happened, the surprise that it was just a VSC, but the drivers have adapted to it, and it'll be interesting to see what transpires here. As interesting to note in the stage here, we have Kurt Bray in the audience, VPS driver and / Bissell driver, listening to the live broadcast here, and he's also in the chat. Don't see him chatting much on other Vantage races, but he's here, and he seems to be causing that caution, but
yeah, Kurt Bray
with his appearance.
Kurt Bray cursing there. By the way, there is the safety car, so full-on safety car, which I would hope so, because that was something else. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely a collision. It will be interesting to see what goes on here. Surprised that it still says virtual safety car on the scoring pylon.
Yeah, that it does. Good old EA Sports with a slight glitch here, but we are under full course safety car. Gotta feel bad for Chief and Gas. I can't imagine that they were at fault there. I feel like they just kind of got caught up in a huge pileup, and then the game threw some collision penalties their way. Nowhere to go for half of those guys.
Yeah, and from my memory of that complete carnage of just amalgamation of vehicles, it seemed like it was, I'd like to say, Hot Dog and Altum be initially involved in that.
Yeah, it looked like it was for sure Altum getting kind of pinned there, and then from there it just kind of snowballed.
Yeah,
Way
definitely. It was a very bad part of the track for that contact to happen. The exit of 7 is a very, very narrow section on the track, probably the narrowest physical section of the track, and it showed there was a lot of unavoidable contact that happened.
Yeah, that was nowhere to go. Like I said, super narrow track. Someone got pinned. These guys are trying to race full speed for position. Sweatback having connection issues still. Still under safety car. Here comes Purge. He's looking to get some fresh tires.
Yeah.
35 laps.
Chief.
total.
Chief might be coming in again to try and get some more another 10-second penalty served. He only has 13 now.
Yeah, down to 13. He stayed out this time. Quite the turn of events here at Canada. On a direct track as well. Not an ounce of rain out there. That was just a
Yeah,
wild
sun's
follow.
out. Sun's out, track's hot. These guys were, the tires were just starting to get warm, so really just some miscommunication and a lapse in racecraft ability there.
Perch says Kurt Bray is a good advantage, according to Kurt Bray. Interesting.
Yeah, what's the source there on that Kurt Bray statement from Kurt Bray?
Kurt Bray said he just interviewed Purge, who is mid-race, so.
Should we maybe get Purge in here to question that statement the next caution period?
If we get another safety car, yeah, we could definitely try. So
At
safety
this
car
rate,
coming
I
in
wouldn't be
here.
surprised.
Chase leads the way. Swapback got dropped down to 10th. He had to fix that front wing. Let's hope we continue on here. That was crazy stuff.
Only 8 drivers left in this race without a time penalty. Important to note.
Prince is the only one in the top 6 without one. He could get a win here if he keeps within 3 seconds. Of course, we got 20 laps to go once we go green. When does Chase go? Someone's going straight on there. I think that was Butters going into the pits. Racing once again at Canada. Chase leads the way. Prince in second.
Yeah, Chase got away really late there. He was trying to keep up, as we see. That's A blocking up, and Propaganda on D&D. Trying to force around the outside in turn 1, becomes the inside for 2. He's still there for 3. Is he going to send it? No, he backs off and lets D&D keep that position.
Yeah, smart driving there from Propaganda. I think after that incident we just saw, everyone who's involved is going to be super tentative around here, super cautious.
Yeah, definitely, but that could leave the option of getting past. So it's definitely going to be a debate the drivers have to have internally on whether they want to go all out and try and make up positions on this track, or whether they want to try and not have another big issue, as we see Altum getting a 3-second penalty.
Propaganda.
Up to 6 seconds now for him.
Look at Propaganda around the outside of the hairpin. Not often you see a move stick that way. No DRS for the first lap after a safety car, and looks like the Ferrari maybe had a little bit more ERS. Here comes Abe. The inside of clutch.
He's sending in champions.
Got
Cuts the track a little bit, still legal, but he makes it work.
Loud with a huge snap of oversteer. DRS is active this time.
Altum gets another 3-second penalty. 2 corners after he got his prior one.
And there goes Chief getting a time penalty. He's up to 16 seconds. Second last week. This week, not great for Chief, running 12th with 16 seconds of time penalties. Tyler Fink.
He's currently got a new one there. Sorry, not a new one. He's up to 6 seconds. That drops Chief Dankaroo down to a net P15.
Yeah, just about. Sweatback and Hot Dog going at it. These guys fighting for cusp points. Safety car is still up on the screen, but we are racing. That is an EA Sports issue. Here comes Blue Brawler up the inside. There goes Hot Dog trying to make it 3 wide. And he's going to hit Loud. Oh, no, no, no.
Man. It's happened again.
It's happened again. What was Hot Dog doing there? 3 wide around the outside.
That could be causing a collision and penalty.
Yeah.
In the race, as well as, in my opinion, almost definitely post-race in the stewards room.
He's going to come into the pits here. Loud can't be happy. Loud was finally making some decent progress, and then there goes Chief into the points, and then Hot Dog 3 wide around the outside of the final hairpin, which ambitious to say the least, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, it was definitely something. I'm curious to see. He might, if my memory serves correctly, he was also in that big pileup. He was one of the instigating factors in there.
Yeah.
So
Hot dog,
He might be getting a lot of post-race penalties from the stewards.
Hot Dog could have a long night, and so could the stewards, and I think we just might here. But nevertheless,
Yeah.
Prince is leading.
It's gonna be a long day.
Chase in second, 17 laps. So we're about halfway. Believe it or not, we made it to halfway.
And yeah, update after right around 3 laps on the green. We're now only at 6 drivers penalty-free in this race.
Here goes Abe getting past his teammate. Does V&V try and follow suit? No, it doesn't. That's like a little bit of an orchestrated swap there from the Mercedes drivers. Look at the DRS here from V&V. Look at this propaganda in on this fight as well.
Yeah, Propaganda and V&V, they've definitely been going at it the last couple laps. They're keeping it relatively clean, but it's been some very close racing, and it doesn't look like it's showing any time of stopping now.
No, yeah, these guys have been... I feel like this pack of people, fifth on up, have kind of been nose to tail every time we're running longer than a lap or two.
Yeah, it seems like that's seems like Chase is starting to lose time to his teammate Abe, and that's starting a bit of a truly train there for Chase Tobin, V&V, and Propaganda. This could allow, eventually, if we can see the gaps there, if this goes on long enough, Blue Brawler might be able to catch up.
He just could. 2.5 seconds. Blue Brawler with a decent recovery as Propaganda and V&V maybe swapping spots there at the hairpin. Propaganda trying to get another one. I think Chase right now is just trying to hold back these others from his teammate Abe, who's trying to get ahead, and he does. What are the penalties looking like? 3 seconds. Very doable to pull out a 3-second gap.
Yeah, very doable, especially with Abe's pace towards the beginning of this race.
Oh.
As we see a caution in Sector 3, looks like V&V backwards.
Chief Dankaroo.
Oh, Chief Dankaroo. My apologies. Backwards. Oh, that's going to be an issue here.
2 cars trying to get around him.
Very good reaction times there from Loud Balloon and Tyler Fink. They're not running right into the back. That could have been a very big issue. As we see Chief trying to
come back right back.
Trying to make some contact and hold something up. But yeah.
And don't look now. Brandon Gass, who had, was it 23 seconds of time penalties?
It was just 20 seconds of penalties.
Oh, only 20.
On top of another 10 from a prior incident.
I think he's served
so he's in total around
30 seconds of served penalties. He's on the cusp, and now he's inside of the top 10. Brandon Gass into the points after 30 seconds of time penalties. This is a recovery drive of the ages. So far, here comes Bird.
Yeah, speaking of penalties, Altum up to 12 seconds now.
Altum not having a good day. He's just trying to survive out there. Tyler Fink can get into the points. Oh, he's being super cautious on the throttle. You can hear it there.
Yeah, I'm looking at now Propaganda up to 3rd place.
Chase in the pits. He goes on to white stripes. Those are hard tires. He'll probably go into the end.
Yeah, only 15 laps on those hard tires is very doable. You could have maybe even done them on mediums if he had already made his tire compound change. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that he's running to the end on these.
And Chase, yeah, important to note that Chase is going to be in relatively clean air, 2.4 seconds to the next car ahead. So he's going to try and go long and maybe overcut everybody. As here comes Sweatback up into 5th. Another good recovery drive. Blue Brawler, oh, Sweatback. Oh, he's
those
ghosted
connection
here.
issues
Yeah,
again. This
oh,
could be.
Oh! There it is! What on earth are we seeing here?
We're seeing it cut away from the cameras now. We are seeing that
this
Formula
is-
One car being burned.
That was X-rated. Someone blur that out. My goodness.
When 2 F1 cars love each other very much.
Here comes Juicy with the run of the century. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. Contact there. Everyone's off. Oh!
Big contact there.
Clutch.
With the 10 seconds speeding penalty. He looks like he was forced into the pit
I don't
lane.
think that was on purpose at all. What on... This is one of the races of all time. Sweatback's
Yeah,
into
definitely.
5th.
I mean, we could be seeing a bigger penalty post-race for a Sweatback after that literal overtake on Brawler.
Just being intuitive. Luckily, I don't think it actually affected Blue. I think it was just a visual glitch. Doesn't seem to be any damage on that Aston Martin or Blue Brawler, but that was something else. However, the incident with Clutch got forced into the pit lane. Now he's down in 16th with an extra 10-second time penalty. That probably wasn't his fault to begin with. Oh,
Yeah, big contact there. We see the V-car with Juicy messing up turn 8 and slowing down with Blue Brawler running into the
Brawler.
back of him there.
around the outside. Squeezes by. This is a good move. If he can get it to stick, he can, and it is.
And look at Juicy's front wing there. He is missing an end plate on his left side.
Yeah, he is. For that incident with, I'm assuming, 1 lap ago, the incident with his teammate. Late on the brakes here without DRS. Gets alongside. What a move there from Juicy. Brawler has
Yeah, you know,
DRS.
when you don't have, when you have less aero, it means also less drag, so you can run a bit faster on that straight.
That's true. A slight advantage. Problem here. Who is it? Gas is
Looks
in the
like
pits. Chief again.
Chief Dinkaroo.
Oh, safety car for
backwards
Chief.
the champion.
No way. I'll tell you what. I'm pretty sure Gas just made his final pit stop. That's going to benefit
Yeah, and
him.
we're only at 4 drivers now, penalty free.
Oh my goodness. Speeding under safety car for Chase Tobin.
That's going to be a race ender for him right there. With 12 laps to go, he's going to be right plumb last in this grid.
Yeah, he'll be absolutely fuming from that one. Wow. This is devolved.
Yeah, this has definitely devolved in looking at our penalty list. Only drivers that don't have a penalty. Juicy with a completely clean race so far, all things considered. He does have
Purge
a
just
bit of,
got one,
front
so
wing
make
though.
that 3.
Make that 3. Make that 3. Brandon Gass, who has, as we mentioned earlier, served 30 seconds of time penalty already.
Yeah.
So he's technically not had a clean race, but he currently doesn't have any outstanding penalties. And Hot Dog, who it seems I'm confident saying he might get a post-race penalty for some of his maneuvers on track today.
So realistically, the only clean driver right now, and not so clean because he did have that incident with his teammate, so he might be getting a post-race penalty. So I think everyone in the field has received at least 1 penalty, or served at least 1 penalty at some point or another.
So yeah, in reality, I don't actually know where anyone's going to finish.
No clue. Gas is going to come out right behind his teammate and Purge, up to 8th. Again, recovery drive of the Millennium for Brandon Gas. 30 seconds in time penalties, and he's in 8th. And he's clean,
Yeah,
by the way.
So that's actually, looking at, once they all get bunched up together, that's going to be a top 5 almost.
That, theoretically, if he could somehow finish within 3 seconds of the race leader, he could win this race.
From 8th, the top 7 are all neutral right now. They're fighting on track for their positions because they all have that 3-second penalty.
And Loud Balloon,
Everyone-
connection issues. Oh, Loud Balloon facing the wrong way. What?
Backwards, yeah.
His car is glitched, I think.
This is yeah, it said he disconnected from the session, but it appears to be.
Oh no, it's going the right way.
This-
He was just
Oh,
driving.
he's going the right way. Our camera's just facing the wrong way. Okay.
Still though, what on earth?
Minor problem there.
Loud Balloon, the connection issues persist.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated on that developing story of Loud Balloon twerking on the turn 7.
Still there.
Oh, he gets back moving. Oh no, he's still there. That is moving for a second. We could probably cut this to some sick like dubstep music or something. Not saying dubstep is sick, but it might fit the gyrations that
Yeah.
Loud Balloon is experiencing in that car right now.
This could make for a good clip for the out of context page.
Yeah, definitely.
Goodness gracious.
Someone get this man off track. You know, Nico, I feel like this race has properly devolved at this point.
Yeah, the amount of chaos we've seen, not just from safety cars, but there's another time penalty. Time penalties, drive-throughs, speeding penalties, incidents, whatever this is.
This is definitely something. So, in case you're keeping track at home, we're seeing one Formula One car twerking currently.
Yep.
and two other Formula One cars having some sort of explicit act in the hairpin that we might that we will never come back to unless you are 18 or over.
We're gonna have this video age locked on the YouTube channel, age restricted.
As we see, I'm assuming this is going to be the in-lap for this safety car here. I wouldn't be surprised though if we get a fourth one at some point.
Yeah, Juicy's into the pits. Loud Balloon. What is happening here?
Loud Balloon isn't the voice shot if you'd like to pull him in.
I think he's trying to get it sorted. It said he joined the session back. He's now 2, I think, laps down. It's the second time they've driven right through him.
It seems that the safety car is saying out another lap if we want to pull anyone in. If we want to pull anyone into the commentary booth.
Let's see. I don't
make some inquiries. Purge. We did say we were gonna pull Purge last time there, to ask him about his Kurt Bray infatuation.
Oh yeah, let's see. First, let's see if the safety car's coming in this lap. If not, we'll pull someone in. Give it a few more seconds. Usually by the hairpin, it'll say.
I wouldn't actually be. Yeah, safety car is in this lap already.
So I'm gonna assume this is just a visual glitch and he's not actually there. I'm hoping. Abe's leading. Swept back. Again, connection issues aren't good. There was some complaints in one of the Discord chats. I don't know if he was officially being asked to park the car or not.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case because I know, especially in the Advantage Pro Series and Advantage Indy Special League sessions, we would put Parker drivers in situations like that as they get back underway here.
Racing again, 10 to go here at Canada. Safety car is in, never mind the graphic on the top of the screen. Here comes Blue Brawler. Gas in 7th. If he can just keep it steady here, gotta try not to lose 3 seconds to the race leader. Of course, with 6 cars in front of you, it might be a tall task. Oh my goodness.
As we see Brandon Gass with the penalty, we're now down to 2.
I think that was for... Oh, surely not. A
retired.
VSC Chief. Tyler Fink.
With a collision. Oh, man. Chief. Oh, okay.
Oh, there it is, yeah. Chief's car is out. VSC again. That's we're looking at a clutch there with the missing front wing, it seems. So Hot Dog is the only car without a penalty currently. And I think we were on board with Gas when he went through the section where Loud Balloon's ghost is.
Yeah.
I think it was reactionary for Gas to cut the chicane there, trying to avoid what he thought, I'm assuming, was a not ghosted car.
So from what we're seeing here, that car is actually visible.
Based on the driver's reactions, yes, I would say so.
So Hot Dog, currently the only driver without a in-race penalty, as we've mentioned multiple times, as he could be looking at a post-race penalty for that major pileup in turn 7, as well as some other forms of, as well as a contact internal in the hairpin.
Propaganda's
as
done.
Propaganda retires.
Prince is done. Are we? I think this could be a situation where we are finishing the race in a different session. Looks like technical difficulties. I'm going to assume based on the massive amount of retirements that we're seeing here.
Abe is done. V&V is done.
Yeah, I think we're going to be migrating to finish this race because it has gotten so far out of control.
Yeah, very interesting to see. I'd say this is
connection issues.
I'd say everything would kind of be okay, but if it wasn't for Loud Balloon being stuck on track, visually speaking at least.
We're going to have a full on, I'm going to assume, maybe 10 lapper.
Yeah, it's looking right at that. We restarted with 9 laps to go, so I feel like that they're just going to set a 10-lap race.
Let me in so they know what's going on. All right, so Slay's going to inform us as to how this chaos has unfolded. Slay, welcome back to the booth. Would you like to give us some insight as to what exactly we're seeing right now?
Hey everybody, it's good to be back. This time as a reporter, not a driver, unfortunately. So throughout the race, I'm sure as you guys have saw, Sweatback was having severe connectivity issues.
Very severe, yes.
And then now, as you can see, Loud's car is stuck on the track, bouncing back and forth in place. On my screen, as a spectator, his car is completely ghosted, so I was telling everyone just drive through it and you will be fine. But to
As
everyone
we
else who's
see,
actually raced, yeah, as everyone is racing, it's actually just a solid car that they can drive through, but they don't know that until they get to it. So they all avoided to avoid it, and it caused severe problems. So now they're doing a quick session restart, and hopefully we can get these last 10 laps in and end the race properly.
Well, it's a good thing
And
we're
now-
trying to get some order here.
yeah, and now really quickly, how is this going to affect the current penalties that stand with the drivers before the session change? Are they going to be added post race in the stewards room, or where are we basing these penalties from? Because I know at some of them were added due to this loud balloon incident. Yeah,
I think it's going to have to be based
So
on clips and the race
So
review.
based on so I took a screenshot of the running order with the penalties all assorted. That way we know who has what and how much time they're going to be penalized for. To everyone who got a penalty for avoiding the stationary ghost car that wasn't a ghost, I told them just send in the clip. That way we can make sure they get rid of it. That way they don't be completely screwed out of a finishing position that they earned.
yeah, very fair.
All right, well, we'll send you back there, Slay. Thanks for the update. We'll try and get connected, and we'll take a short intermission break here. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after much deliberation, we are back. Ready to get the last 18 laps of this Canadian Grand Prix into the books after those massive connection and lag and visual car on track, but it was invisible kind of thing going on.
Except for the drivers where it was perfectly visible.
It was perfectly visible, but it was not actually real. So it made people go off.
Yeah, and
whole slew of
just confirming with the drivers as well as Slay Raccoon, pit reporter / guy in charge for V1, it seems. In this instance, there will be another formation lap.
All right, perfect. So that's gonna have everyone calm down. An effective red flag is what we just had. The old back to the grid and everything. We'll be good to go. I think it's gonna take quite some time to sort out what has happened here tonight. Go ahead and we'll cut the commercial while we wait.
The challenge for the win. Gonna get alongside him. Off of 4. They touch. Drag race to the line. Could it happen again? Photo finish. Yes. Daniel Michelle. What a finish. They're gonna go for it. For the lead.
Oh my
3
goodness,
wide.
3 wide in turn 3.
Front to the line. They're wrecking. Side by side, who got it? Side by side, right to the line. Who's it gonna be? G for CP and CP edges him out. They'll make him go the long way, and he does it. They touch. Does he hold on to it? Yes.
Close. But here comes Smitty! Smitty on the bottom! Here he comes! To the line, who is it gonna be? It is gonna be Mike Tyson!
Fireworks are going off on and off the track. Cuts the corner, does RBN. They touch again. A drag race, side by side. And here we go. The photo finish.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the power ranking.
Yes!
So
Sup, fuckers. I use math to make shit go fast.
It's gonna be a sitting duck here. There goes VNV, around the outside, up the middle, trying to get 2 for the price of 1, trying to get 3 for the price of 1, and he does! VNV in the 4th.
and we are back. Drivers just now finishing their formation lap, or about to be finishing. Phew, what a turn of events. This is, oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, and as we approach the grid here for the restart of this race, Nico, if you'd just like to quickly, if you can, run through what the current penalty situation is from our prior session.
I'm actually going to see if I can't bring it up on the screen right now. Top left of your screen. I'll make it a little bit bigger. So this is the running order as it was. You can see the penalties there. Just about 3 seconds for A, V&V, Prince, Propaganda, Sweatback Flame, Brandon, Blue Brawler, a drive-through for Chase, which is going to have him starting at the back here instead of that. 12 for Altum. And yeah, we'll get to that as we go through the session. But they're about to restart here. 18 laps to determine a winner, then a long, long night for the stewards. 5 red lights illuminated, and for the second time we are racing in Canada. It is a good start again for Abe here. Can V&V get around the outside? The answer is not quite. Propaganda in 3rd, and everyone cycles through nicely here. Let's hope we can get to the end without too much. Well, just as I say that, I think there's a caution in Sector 1.
Appears to be Butters.
Butters, yeah, going slowly there, but out front it is Abe, followed by V&V, then a slight gaggle of cars. Here's Sweatback trying to get through. Hopefully his connection is better than what it was. in that first portion of this race.
Yeah, looking there in turn 3 of the two, I feel like VNV might have cut that chicane ever so slightly. Could lead to even more time penalties as we see a move from Hot Dog there. Very impressive entering turn 8.
Yeah, he gets up the inside. Gas kind of got squeezed into the outside wall. Luckily, no damage there, but into 7th place. What on earth do we see here? Swept back into 4th. He's trying to chase this win here. Propaganda up ahead. Abe trying to pull away down the straightaway here towards the final chicane. VNV is going to have a slight tow.
After that back and field start, Chase already making it up to 13th place. There in the Mercedes.
Yeah, he's got serving for his drive-through. He's going to try and get to the points here. Abe. Oh, contact there. Chief slow out of the final corner. Love Balloon in the pits already.
Yeah, very interesting to see there. Loud Balloon might be that might just be him retiring after he had to retire last time. It seems from connection.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's getting that pit stop out of the way. Who knows?
We'll have to see. They will have to make a compound change here, as it is a short race. It's technically, according to the game, a new race. We didn't have the order of when he went to safety car before. Here goes Prince, working on Hot Dog, or Hot Dog working on Prince rather. But Prince fighting back. Sweatbag.
Yeah, he's going to try and hold it around the outside here. See as we cut away to Sweatback.
Oh,
Big lock up there from,
I think that was Blue.
I think that was, yeah, I feel like that was Blue Baller. As the two Aston Martins looking like they're about to get real racy here, approaching the wall of champions.
Oh, look at this. Blue
Very
Brawler.
racy, alrighty.
Look at that, splitting his teammate and the other Alpine of Prince. Oh my goodness, car going slowly there. It is a stop purge off the wall, or the final chicane, almost into the wall of champions. Here goes Chase up to 7th. Chase to 7th.
Yeah, you know, there were some talks between the drivers that back and quick start wasn't equivalent of a drive-through, and I feel like they're going to be not too happy, even less happy now that how quickly Chase has moved up. You think 10 positions so far, as he gets real. Who was that?
Abe.
That got really squirrely there. Yeah, Abe, the leader, squirrely off 7, approaching this turn 8 chicane. Contact there from DNV behind.
B&B giving him a little bit of a shove there. Kind of a bump and run. Looks like Sweatback Flames. Oh, car off there. Clutch.
A big off there. That looks like his Clutch FL.
Dropping to 15th. Sweatback's lag. Yeah, says he's in 15th. I don't know where he really is.
I don't know where he is at this point. So.
I don't know if he knows where he is.
Does anyone know where he is?
I'm not sure. This is some of the worst disconnection problems we've seen, but here comes Propaganda. Momentarily up into 2nd. Abe's going to have that run on him, but he doesn't have DRS.
Hot Dog with the fast lap, and Chief already has another penalty.
Chief getting another one. Hot Dog, as mentioned, fastest lap. We do have that bonus point here still in G1. Trying to get up the inside. Can't quite do it. So Abe, who started on pole after this red flag, and in the race itself, is now down to 4th.
Important to note there, Chase Tobin, was that Chase? No, that was Abe. He is on that soft compounded tire.
That he is, yeah. Only 4 laps in. Could be falling off already. Remember, you do have to change your compound once. Altum, oh, I thought that was Abe for a second. Altum back, a little bit further back, gets a time penalty.
Yeah, the penalties are going to be a very long time. This is important to note that, as we mentioned right on the grid there is a previous session with a bunch of penalties from there. So what you see here at the end of this race, what it says on the official qualification, that is not the official one. That will be released very shortly after the race.
Yep. Remember, half these guys do have 3-second time penalties. Blue Brawler, speaking of, gets another one just ahead.
I wouldn't say it's half, I'd say it's all of them.
Yeah, just about all of them. Try and bring that up again. Tyler Fink gets another one here. There is the running order. I'll try and make it a little bit bigger. Excuse the quality, but see.
Hot Dog, the only driver without it.
Important to note that Abe, Propaganda, VNV, and Prince are all essentially equal. They all have 3-second time penalties coming into this. So what you see might be what you get here out in the closing stages of this race.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if.
Oh goodness. Loud balloon. Oh, he's in the pits. He's retiring into the pits, so no safety car there, luckily.
Yeah, Hot Dog with everyone around him having penalties. He's technically net first. Though, as we mentioned a while
That's
ago,
true.
he might have some post-race penalties due to some collisions. Some safety car causing
where's V&V
collisions.
going? I think he was looking in his rearview mirror. And here comes Propaganda into the lead. Gets ahead there. Probably in sector 1. Who's that going slowly? Hard to tell. Is it
It
Juicy?
appears to be
Is it Loud? Loud's out. Hopefully
that
that's-
no, I think it might be Tyler Fink. Or actually no, it might be a Clutch.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness, it is Tyler Fink.
No, that's not Tyler. That's another red.
That was
Cool.
that was the
That's
red flag,
Altum.
I think of. Oh.
Because Tyler Fink's in barely getting sector 1 now. Oh my goodness, another. Not a ghost car. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this race. This is I don't know if this is technically a race anymore. Yeah, I don't know.
This is just a session at this point.
This is certainly, it's an event.
This is one of the sessions of all time.
Top
As we see
1,000.
V&V trying to get him on the exit there.
V&V
Just
trying to
not
get there.
not enough space.
But he's going to have
Back off a
DRS.
little. Yep, he has DRS.
Should be easy. Relatively easy. And he gets him. Propaganda. Getting through, and it looks like there's a car in the back here. No, that is Sweatback with his lag issue. I don't know what we're going to make of this, to be honest.
Yeah, this could be a situation where it's just... this is basically just like his transponder fell off on the track. Now
Oh,
we don't know where he
Propaganda
finished.
sends
big
it in there.
contact there.
Oh, he's around. Propaganda's around. Oh, and he gets taken out. Chase,
Ooh,
T-bones up on it.
man.
Oh, it's happened again.
Oh, this is again. It's happening again.
It's
Oh, no.
happened again.
Chase Tobin, 10-second penalty. Juicy, 10-second penalty. Clutch, 3-second penalty.
No.
Oh, man, this is... The steward's night has just gotten even longer, Nick.
I can't believe what I'm... It happened again. It happened.
The humanity.
Have some mercy, please. Subback pits. He's avoiding all this. He's minding his own business. Yes, he's lagging, but
Yeah.
he's away from all the drama. Propaganda's out.
Yeah. Unfortunate for him.
What have I seen?
And somehow, we already have a majority of the drivers with time penalties.
I think half of those are from the car sitting in the middle of the
That-
track.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure that's the case, but this time it wasn't due to a failed ghost. No, this was an
Just
actual collision.
an actual collision. We did see that weird glitch with Alton, who had already retired from the race. His car, the CPU took over. I don't know. Top 7 are into the pits. Top 8. Oh, people are spitting into
Yeah.
the pit lane.
I'm worried that Alton was the start of the Android takeover. The
Is-
robots have shown off the AI. And their first act is take over Alton's Red Bull.
Yeah, is Abe? Oh, looks like he's not going to get into the net lead. Wow. What do we even say?
Somehow Chase Tobin is still alive. He had that big collision there with Propaganda.
I don't know how he didn't retire from that, just from damage, but he did. I think he got a 10-second penalty, if I'm not mistaken. No, oh, he served it then. Because I'm pretty sure I saw his name pop up
Yeah,
with the time
there
penalty.
was one there. Could this be a point? Does V1 have a F1 style time limit? Because we're approaching that.
No, we
the
just
case.
we go till it's over. We are hitting 2 hours now on this stream, from the beginning of qualifying till right now. Usually the race itself is no longer than 55 minutes.
50, yeah, we said
Pushing.
it'd be around 45, 50 minutes. No, it's been an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's and the worst part is, it's not my night's not even begun.
Now, here's the question: what happens if we have to go to a third section?
Hopefully no one else retires and we don't have to have that that incident happen again. We're going to do another safety car lap. At this point, just kind of rooting for this to end under safety car, to be honest with you. Let's just get to the end, please.
Get to the end here. See, anyone we'd like to interview here, real quickly, since we know we have a guaranteed another lap.
I don't know. Is there someone we should bring in? I don't want to interrupt anybody. I don't want to cause a chance at a glitch at an incident under safety car, someone blocking the track, a ghost car happening.
We could talk to Loud Balloon. He is out of this race.
Yeah, sure. Let's bring him in.
Moving him into the channel.
Just stole him without consent. Let's see what happens here. I've got a ping. Safety car coming in this lap. Let's see if Loud accepts the invite to speak.
If Loud is still here, he might have stepped away.
Oh my goodness, what's happening in the back here?
Oh man, it's happening again.
I think it's Propaganda, Tyler Fink, and Purge.
Propaganda is out of this race, so it's it appears to be swept back,
not
Tyler
yeah,
Fink. And
swept back, my mistake. Oh dearie me. But we got Loud Balloon. Real quick, Loud. Bit of a chaotic race to say the least. Connection issues all over. How was that? What's your point of view on what's going on here?
I think it's just one of those days. Not everything goes to plan, and that happens. There's no stopping it. It will happen.
Oh, Butters with the 3-second penalty.
Just been very inconsistent for these past few races. So, hopefully, in the next few races, we can start cleaning things up and maybe scoring some points.
All right. Well, best of luck going forward, and we'll see you in the steward's room later on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, we're racing again. VNV in second. Luckily, it's a pretty good one.
Don't be fooled. Even though the safety car side is still on the scoring tower, we are actually racing.
Yeah. This is massive snap there from Abe. 8 laps to go. Chase was upset. Apparently Propaganda had his computer started installing a program mid-race, which is why he kind of got, I guess, dashboarded? I don't know. He came back and he said that he was straightlining somebody, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. As I mentioned during that interview, Butters received a penalty right on the start of the race. As we see, VNV set the fastest lap. Remember that you've said it many times now, that still gets a point, unlike real-life Formula 1.
That it does.
V1
clears.
gives that extra fast lap point, among other points,
Yeah.
on the table.
We got points for pole position as well, which seems like ages ago, as Prince gets a time penalty. Now Hot Dog.
From the lead.
From
at
the
that.
lead.
Promoting VNV to the lead.
To the net
of
lead.
this race.
I think he already had a 3 coming into this session. Now he's at a 6 total. And, oh boy. Hot Dog still with nothing. Although,
So
again,
Hot Dog's our actual leader now, technically.
Hot Dog
net
is going to
leader.
be our provisional leader till provisional penalties are applied. And he's
Unless he
fast.
gets a penalty in the next 7 laps.
Yep, it's going to come to the point where 10th place is going to end up winning. Speaking of, Gas also did not have a penalty coming into this, or at least one that hadn't already been served.
He did get a 3-second penalty right before there, but that could be due to that issue with the loud balloon cars. That could be protested post-race.
I think we're on board when that happened. Here comes Hot Dog up the inside, huge amounts of DRS, great run, and just like that, Prince goes from the lead to third.
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest, I think if you're Hot Dog, I think if you're any of these guys, you want to cross the line in first. You don't want, there is so much up in the air right now. You don't realistically, probably don't have memorized who had what penalties from the last session.
Well, I
even-
feel like if you're Abe, you just know everyone else besides you has penalties.
Yeah, pretty much, as Chase running a little
Sorry,
bit
hot
wide there.
dog.
Oh, no, here comes. Swept back. Without lag.
3 wide.
Oh my
turn
goodness. Oh, please.
Nearly.
Let's be civil here. No track blocking incidents, please, please. Chase gets through. Gas in 7. He got the 3 coming in, but like you said, we were on board when he had to avoid Loud's not ghosted car. So that's almost certain to be revoked.
Well, as
Oh, well.
Raccoon
Oh,
said in
okay.
that.
Well,
Never
just as we
mind.
say that. Forget everything we just said. He just got a 3. On the
Never
next.
mind.
So,
That's how I think also gets one.
yeah, Tyler Fink's grabbing one. This race
But
is
yeah,
just fun.
as Slay Raccoon said there in the post / pre-race penalty, interview, is the post of one race, the pre of another. Drivers will have to manually send in their clips to prove it. They won't be automatically moved by the stewards.
No,
So it's
exactly.
up to the drivers to be accountable for themselves to make sure that any false penalties are removed.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go based off of what the penalties were coming into this, apply what gets submitted, or remove what gets submitted. When will official results be out? Hopefully Monday sometime, but drivers do have till midnight Eastern to submit clips. So we'll see. Here comes Prince. Having a look up the inside. He's going to have a slight toe. Oh, no, he backs out of it.
Hot Dog with a pretty good final chicane there. He gets right on the back.
Here he comes.
As we see Blue
Oh,
Baller
contact.
with the penalty. Oh, major contact.
Sends
there.
it in there. Sticks it to the inside. Here comes Prince trying to get 2. He has nowhere to go. Surely he doesn't send it here. Oh, bump.
Oh, big contact there. Once again, a lot of contact at this race.
Yeah, bumper
Not usually
cars.
something you expect to see in a Formula One event.
No, they're driving out there like they're in a stock car. With the way they're beating and banging. Top 4 all nose to tail. Butters. Quietly in 5th. And then it's the 2 Aston Martins.
And if you'd like to see stock cars turn right, come check out the Vantage Pro Series this Thursday at Watkins Glen.
Oh, yeah. It is first race of the round of 9 of our playoffs. That should be fun. Should be something.
And then this is also, this Saturday, will also be round 3 of the Vantage Indy Special League, this time at the world-famous Long Beach Street Circuit.
Yep, taking a week off this weekend. Coming back next weekend. Back at Long Beach. No V1 on Sunday because it is Easter Sunday. And VNV trying to find an Easter egg here. And instead he goes off the track. He gets up the inside. Was that an illegal overtake? Oh, goodness. Here comes
It almost
Prince.
was. Oh, Hot Dog getting sideways there after getting off the back of VNV. Prince gets right around him there. Curious to see, though, if any of these positions stick.
Yeah, they're going to... They'll cross the line where they cross the line. And then we'll see where things go from there.
Now, how many people have made their pit stop already as we're approaching the end of this race?
I think everyone. Yep, looks like everyone has come in, changed their
Really
tire.
good.
So this is it to the end. VNV has a time penalty. No, excuse me. Prince has a time penalty. VNV and Hot Dog do not in this session, of course. Abe does not. We'll bring up the old from before. Where was Abe? Oh, he had a 3.
Abe was,
He had a
yeah,
3.
he had a 3. It is just Hot Dog, the only clean driver left in this event.
And he did get involved with Altum that first time. Here it comes. VNV up the inside. It's going to turn it to the outside, and it's going to turn back into the inside, into turn 1. Late on the brakes again. He gets him. VNV back out front. Oh, a bump there. Carbon fiber flying around.
It appears to be a Hot Dog end plate on the front left there,
I think it was.
flying away.
Some bits of fiber. Probably some... Oh, he's going a little bit slowly here. Abe going to have an opportunity. Up the inside. We don't see very many passes here. Can he get it to stick? No, he can't.
A lot of contact there once again. I'm curious to see, though, if that minor damage to Hot Dog, any minor damage to any car, that makes it hit a lot worse. Could we see Hot Dog get a 3-phase penalty for driving off the track too many times? A 3-second penalty.
Or we just might. Speaking of, Chief gets another one.
He's up to I think 6 seconds now of time penalty in this session. More on the other.
Here comes Gas trying to get into the top 5. Butters in front of him. Sweatback behind him. Now Sweatback gets up in another spot there. That's into 6th place. Oh, he locks up. Oh, over the curbs.
Oh.
Phew.
That,
Gonna lose a spot here.
as we see his teammate Blue Baller get past. Chase Tobin with another 3-second penalty. He had a drive-through before. He now has a 3-second time penalty.
He could be out of the points. He very well could be, especially with Juicy not having anything, of course, in this session. Here comes Juicy.
In this session.
Trying to make a move. Oh! Big hit there. Chase.
Chase Tobin drives right off the track there in the first chicane.
Yeah, he does.
Even 2 laps to go, or sorry, a lap and a half at this point in this event.
Coming to the end
Hot
here.
Dog still keeping it clean, but as we see a big lock up there from Prince, can Hot Dog keep it clean this last lap? He's gonna need to if he wants that win, because if he gets a 3-second penalty, then that removes any advantage he has on any driver ahead or behind.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think you're close enough to try and make 2 overtakes on this last lap. I would just desperately try to avoid track limits. Oh, that's Abe. Phew, for a second there, I thought that's.
I was about to say.
But Abe gets another one. Sweatback gets into 5th. Butters behind him. Blue Brawler and Gas behind them. Let's go out front. This is the end of the race here. Prince trying to get ahead. He wants to cross the line in first. V&V. Right now he's your leader. However, dating back to the previous session, it is Hot Dog making some contact there with Abe. Getting pushed off the track.
There with Abe.
Pushed all the way off the track. He's well behind the 3 seconds. Hot Dog might have just lost the race win.
That does appear to be the case. He's 3.5 seconds off the. He's very far off the lead there.
Yeah,
he's 3 seconds off of Abe.
Abe
or sorry, no, he's 3.2 seconds off of Prince.
Of Prince.
Sorry.
Oh, Prince with a big bump there.
Contact.
This is the run to the line. Prince has the penalties. V&V does not.
Looks like with that contact, V&V is gonna cross the line in first. I don't know where he's gonna end up.
Depends what the gap is. It depends what the gap is. V&V off the final corner to the run to the line with Prince getting another time penalty. That's gonna demote him. Hot Dog gets ahead. V&V crosses the line in first. Prince second. Hot Dog. What is the gap here? Jumps Prince
to second.
2.9. He got to 2.9.
He's gonna. Hot Dog
provisionally
right now. Provisionally wins this race. Bring up the graphic once more here to verify this.
Yeah, from before. Hot Dog did not have a penalty coming in. V&V did. V&V did not gain a penalty in this session, nor did Hot Dog. Hot Dog by, what was that, 56 hundredths of a second?
Provisionally wins this race.
Provisionally.
Keep in mind there is those contact penalties which will need to be looked at.
There's
any protest given.
There's a ton that needs to be looked at.
This could be a case where V&V might actually win if V&V will win if Hot Dog gets any penalty. But if Hot Dog doesn't, and there is no protest filed against him, then Hot Dog will be your winner from today's Grand Prix.
And Abe, we didn't see how the contact with Abe and Hot Dog started there in the last lap. We just saw them in the grass as we cut to them. So we don't know who's at fault there, if there is a clip going to be sent in. If there is, who gets the penalty? My goodness. By the way, Sweatback, third, by the way, Mr. Lag himself. Somehow.
Yeah. I don't, is he going to, well, I don't know if he's going to be third on the grid. I don't know who's going to finish where.
We don't know. We do know that Hot Dog got the fastest lap.
Only 3 drivers finished this race without time penalties.
Whew.
In this session, sorry.
In this session, Hot Dog technically went both. Again, provisionally. Massive asterisk on everything on your screen right now.
Yeah, could we just like put a giant asterisk on the screen
Put it.
at this point? I
the,
mean, it's
the whole stream itself just gets an asterisk.
just block out the whole screen. None of it's accurate anymore.
A huge asterisk for everything. Yeah. Wow. Let me just. First of all, thanks everyone who watched for having patience. Thanks to the drivers for having a patience for what should have been a 45-minute race, ended up being a closer to hour and a half.
2-hour event.
Yeah. Oh man, oh man. Take a deep breath. Have some dinner. At this
Yep.
point, it's nearly dinner time for half the people watching, I'm sure. Oh, well. Quite the race that was. I don't know what to say other than that.
I'm confused now.
I'm confused. Everyone at home, I'm sure, is.
Confused. That was an event.
One of the races of all time for sure.
I don't call it a race anymore.
One of
There's
the.
so much events, sessions.
It was
all time.
it was a live stream for sure. Definitely a live stream. I'll give it that much. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to tune into the upcoming races and also the Discord for the final and actual real determined finishing order of what we've seen here today. This has been Nico and Elliot. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.